Welcome back to Midwest Access. I'm Viv Williams. Well, our good friend Robin Gwaltney of the Gwaltney Group is here today to share insight and guidance for Rochester buyers and sellers. Thanks for being here. We're talking about prices and how things are determined what your house is worth.
It's important because a lot of people will call me and say, my Zestimate says, and Zestimate is an online value given by Zillow.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Zestimate, they have a formula that they use, and they kind of use it across the country. So they're not super region specific.
Okay.
So sometimes their Zestimate is very accurate, and sometimes it is so far off, it is crazy. So you cannot count on Zestimates, okay?
Okay. And I think sometimes it can be disheartening and a little bit emotional because, if you have a house that you've lived in, you loved, and you're trying to sell it or whatever, and it comes back really low, people, I don't think, understand what determines what things are worth.
Correct.
Because if you look sometimes online and you see a house, you're like, how can that be $1.2 million?
But mine's not. Yeah.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. You know the old saying, location, location, location? I mean, that is very real because when we sell real estate, we're really selling the land.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing that's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Everything else is just, an improvement to the land. So yeah, you can have a beautiful house and it's going to be worth something no matter where it is, but it's going to change value depending on where it is, and what kind of land it's on, how much land it's on, what neighborhood it's in, what city it's in, all those things. So values are not, and I have had people like that say, well, my house should be at least $1 million. The house next door sold for $1 million. And then I said, did you go in it? Because I went in it, and they completely, this is in Pill Hill, so these are old houses, right? And the one next door was completely remodeled. Everything in it, from the outside, it still looked like a traditional old Pill Hill house, but inside it looked like brand new construction. And they spent a lot of money to do that. And this other house was pristine, but looking like it looked when they built it 65 years ago. So as far as like all the, beautiful wallpaper, intact, nothing, it is a gorgeous house. It's going to be coming on the market soon, so I can't talk too much about it or I'm breaking rules, but it is a beautiful listing, and I can't wait until it does. And it's going to be so affordable for Pill Hill. I think we're going to have people fighting over it.
Ooh.
But yeah, so pricing, it's what's inside the house. What amenities do you have? The biggest thing is condition. Condition is so important because if people have to buy a house and then put on a roof, buy an air conditioner, buy a furnace, replace all the flooring, paint all the walls, that all costs a lot of money. So you have to take that into consideration. If those things are all done, we can add that value.
But and that's another question. So is it worth to put the money in before you put it on the market, or just is it, the cost benefit of doing that? How do
Well,
you figure it out?
and I do tell people that. Like I say, if we list it just the way it is, this is what it's going to be priced at. If you spend $50,000 and do this, 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 and this, is it going to go up $50,000? Because if it is, it's probably not worth it. If it's going to go up $100,000 because you did those $50,000 worth of things, it's definitely worth it. So it makes sense to have me come in, look at it, and tell you, is it worth it, right? So I don't want people to drive themselves crazy to get people in to do things that somebody else might have done differently.
Right.
Just to get the money that they put in back. Now, that being said, now I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth because sometimes if it's dirty carpet or dirty walls, yeah, maybe you're not going to pick what the next buyer wants, and maybe they wanted something different, but nobody wants dirty, and nobody wants, scribbling all over the walls or handprints or grime. So those are some things that are safe to say, even if you spend $20,000 to get $20,000, you're also going to speed up how long it takes to sell the house.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're probably going to lose value if you don't do it because people are going to look at it and assume that's going to cost me $40,000, but it's really going to cost $20,000.
Right. And there's truth to, what a fresh coat of paint can do for a room, right?
Oh. And now, I've been talking about this the last several weeks. It's so important now to have it looking best in class, right? Like you want it to be, if you're a $350,000 house in Country Club Manor, you want to be the best looking $350,000 house in Country Club Manor. So if that means just a deep clean or just some yard work to get you there, do that. If that means new flooring, new paint, do that. But don't always assume it's going to raise your value above the $350,000.
Well, that's where you're so valuable, is because you know what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Right.
as far
I
as
mean, and
value
what's
goes.
worth doing. And even, let's not even talk about selling your house. Let's say you live in the house and you decide, oh my gosh, we love it here, we love this neighborhood, but we want to put a big addition on. Before you do that, honestly, call me, because you don't want to overbuild for the neighborhood. And I've had to tell people, oh, you probably don't want to do that, you know, because now you're going to be a $500,000 house in a $300,000 house neighborhood. And you've heard the old, you don't want to be the big dog or the king of the road. It's tough sometimes to get that when appraisers have to use the comps in the area
Right.
to value the house.
Yeah. And
So-
if there's no comps, then you're
Right.
kind of in
Yeah.
trouble, right?
Correct.
Well, Robin, thank you so much for being here. This is such valuable information, and I love the fact that you always answer. She always answers her phone. So
I do.
if you have any questions, give her a call and tell us your number and your contact stats.
507-259-4926, and I look forward to your calls.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week for the
Sounds
next
great.
Real Talk with Robin. And when we return, we'll have the answer to the question of the day, which is the Eiffel Tower grows every summer due to thermal expansion. How much, Robin? What do you think?
Oh, I have no idea. An inch.
I think that's a good one. That's what Jesse and I said too. Yeah. All right. Answer at the end of the show.